The Health Secretary for England, Matt Hancock, says he hopes current restrictions will be lifted by the spring and people will be able to go on summer holidays. Our health correspondent Catherine Burns looks at some of the big questions surrounding the COVID jab.
The first thing most people want to know is when they'll get the vaccine, and generally the answer is no time soon. We've got around 800,000 doses of this Pfizer vaccine to start with. That's enough for 400,000 people. So the plan is to start with the most vulnerable, over 80s, care home staff and some frontline NHS workers. But even people in these groups might not get it until into the new year. One thing to remember is that the regulator is looking at other vaccines, and when and if it approves them, it should speed things up. So this is where that first vaccination happened this morning, and it's been going on all day. It's one of up to 70 hospital hubs across the country. They're starting with hospitals because they've got the freezers to keep this vaccine at minus 70 degrees. Soon, before Christmas, the hope is to get the vaccines out to care homes and some GP surgeries. And then in the new year, there'll be vaccination centres in conference halls and sports stadiums. We saw Maggie Keenan having her first injection this morning and saying she didn't feel a thing. Well, more than 20,000 volunteers have had the Pfizer vaccine during clinical trials, and a small number of them did experience some side effects. They were pretty mild, things like a sore arm or maybe feeling a bit headachy or tired for a few days. The immune system does start to kick in sometime after the first injection, but for this particular vaccine, after 21 days, patients need a second booster dose. And then a week after that, they'll reach their full level of immunity. So if someone had it today, that would be on the 5th of January. One really important thing to note though, this vaccine is up to 95% effective, which means it works for most people, but not absolutely everybody. This Pfizer vaccine has been through rigorous safety checks, but there are some things we just can't know yet. For example, how long does it protect us for? Well, we'll just have to wait and see. Another question is, does it stop the virus from spreading? So we know that it stops people from getting sick, but we don't know if it also prevents them from getting infected in the first place and so passing it on to others. All this means that if you are one of the lucky few to have had the vaccine so far, for now, you still need to stick to social distancing.
Catherine Burns there. Well, it is a huge day, but this is just the start of a vaccination programme that will last many months.